Mr. Carter for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank all of you for being here today. Gentlemen, in the state of Georgia, where I'm from, earlier this year, Governor Nathan Deal, who's a former member of this committee, as a matter of fact, he announced $50 million in funding for a Georgia Cyber Innovation and Training Center at Augusta University in Augusta. Very excited about that. This is something that we see as being very progressive and very forward-looking and something that I hope that we're going to be able to bring in private industry and bring in, government to work together on these type of issues. Do you see this as being the trend to have academia involved like this?
Yes, I definitely believe this is the trend and the participation. Number one, I will be at Augusta University Health in the next couple of weeks, meeting with the team and going over strategically some of the key initiatives. Phillips is in a long-term partner and relationship in order to build that out. We also have worked very closely with other academia and institutions in regards to this space. So I believe that it definitely starts there, and you'll see that as much more of a flourishing opportunity.
Great, great.
I second the comments. We've sponsored an exercise at NC State recently, which brought in universities from around the Southeast to participate in a series of exercises that my staff and other cybersecurity professionals then graded, so people would get practical experience in addition to the academic experience. I definitely think that this is one of the many opportunities we have to help address the shortfall in the cybersecurity workforce.
Great. Mr. McNeil, I want to go back to you. Phillips is obviously a key player in this area and in many different industries, but can you share with us just some public-private sector collaboration that's been most successful with your company and with some of the private industry?
I think some of the most successful activities has been, one, working with the NHISAC, also working with the MDIS organization. Again, getting the word and the education out there. I think that when you talk about, for example, NHISAC, it traditionally had a strong influx from the pharmaceutical and the insurance industries. And due to a number of the cybersecurity activities that the medical device manufacturers are seeing, it now provides us with that type of public-private community in terms of participation. I think also when I look at the activities specifically that we're doing, it has afforded us that ability to increase our ability to grow from an information sharing as well as the coordinated disclosures around the researchers. I think also the partnership and the participation with the MDIS organization has reached out directly with the manufacturers and the researcher community. So there were researchers that had not originally been addressed or brought to the table that now are there. And then finally, the work with the FDA. From the FDA's perspective and their outreach with their post and pre-market guidance, as well as a number of the workshops that they've hosted, they have been the catalyst to truly bring the entire ecosystem together and work on issues.
Great. Mr. Rice, I want to ask you, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out, my professional career, I've been a pharmacist, so I'm particularly interested in the pharmaceutical industry and how cybersecurity really impacts you. And I would suspect, in the practice of pharmacy, we have HIPAA regulations, so we pay particular attention to cybersecurity. That's very important to us. What about in the pharmaceutical industry? I suspect that with research and development, this is critical for your industry.
Yes, that is one area of concern within the pharmaceutical industry, and as you're probably aware, the healthcare sector outside of DoD is one of the largest, if not the largest, investor in research and development, and that includes both the government as well as the private sector. So research and development is one aspect. Information about mergers and acquisitions prior to public disclosure. We saw in the Fin4 report from FireEye, a security research company, that there had actually been attacks, not against the large companies, but the smaller companies that were likely to be acquired. These actors would get in, and they would be able to get information about potential, which they could potentially trade on. The second area would be around manufacturing. We run industrial control systems, SCADA systems that automate the manufacturing line. So potential disruptions of that equipment would also cause significant harm. And then finally, being able to disclose financial statements, the integrity of information in the clinical trial processes that we have, all of those are areas of concern. So it's across almost every aspect of the industry that we see challenges.
Great, thank you. And thank you all again for being here. And I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.